Mayor Bass, thank you so much for joining me this evening to talk about what's happening right now in LA County. We really have witnessed historic scenes coming out of Southern California over the past 48 hours. Could you just give us a bit of an overview of where things stand right now with the federal government's efforts to federalize the National Guard, what things are looking like on the ground in LA County right now?
Yes, and let me just start by saying that one of the things that has enraged individuals is to know that there are hundreds of National Guard that have been deployed in our city. And it just seems as though it's an intentional, provocative move to sow chaos in our city. So there are now probably 50 plus people who were detained by ICE on Friday, where their families have no ability to contact them. They don't know if they're still here, if they're still in the country, if they've been shipped overseas, and to what country. And so we're very concerned that this type of intervention from the federal government just creates a sense of terror and fear in the community. And so you have people in the last administration, in the last time that Trump was president, where kids didn't want to go to school because they weren't sure where their parents would be, and people didn't want to go to their jobs. And so that has a rippling effect throughout our economy because we are a city that is about 50% Latino. And the majority of the people that were arrested and detained are Latino, but we have a strong Asian immigrant community, Caribbean, African. We are a city of immigrants. And it's very important that my message to the city is that we're going to protect all Angelenos, regardless of when they came here or where they came from.
Now, the president signed a memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen, but I believe only a few hundred have shown up thus far. Do you know why that there is that disparity right now?
Well, I mean, I think they're having some issues in terms of getting all of the troops ready. But also, I mean, there's 300 that are deployed here now, 200 in the city of LA and 100 in the adjacent city of Paramount. Well, the thing is that we don't need 300, let alone 2,000.
Right, right. And about 1 hour ago, the United States Northern Command stated that there are 500 active duty U.S. Marines prepared to deploy if necessary. What's the current status of that, and what's your response to that happening?
Well, I mean, if you think the National Guard was provocative, what on earth are people going to think when they see soldiers going down our street? And yes, you have had violence associated with the protests. Yes, you have. The protest that is going on right now as we speak, people have been vandalizing and setting Waymo cars on fire. There's
Hmm.
graffiti everywhere, tires slashed. So there is vandalism that is taking place. But the LAPD will make arrests when it's necessary, the federal police and the California Highway Patrol. So, for example, about 2 hours ago, hundreds of protesters took over the freeway. It took about a half hour for the California Highway Patrol to move them off the highway. And for those people that refused to go, they simply got arrested. So my message is also is that it is important for you to exercise your First Amendment right. That is a part of our American tradition, but it is absolutely unacceptable 100% of the time for it to be associated with violence.
Now, if the president does move forward and puts U.S. military boots on the ground in Los Angeles, does the city have any plans right now to counteract that, to push back in any way? What would city officials do if that happened?
The city officials, I mean, push back in what way? I
Right.
mean, the bottom line is that if the federal government comes in and takes over and seizes power from the governor, which is what they did, then the city cannot intervene. What we can do is appeal to the administration that this is not necessary, and we can certainly educate our population to understand one, how to be safe, to understand how to exercise their First Amendment rights appropriately, and how we need to stick together as a city. This is the time for us to come together. We are a city of immigrants.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Governor Newsom. I know he is down in Southern California right now. He recently issued a formal request to the president to rescind the memorandum federalizing the National Guard. Have you spoken with the governor about this request? Are there any updates right now that we know of?
Yes, I just finished meeting with the governor just a few minutes ago, and I made it very clear that I support his effort to have that order rescinded. I think that is exactly what needs to happen right now. And I told him I supported and I will, and hopefully we'll be able to get the administration to rethink this.
Now, Donald Trump this evening said that he ordered all federal agencies to, quote, liberate Los Angeles from a, quote, migrant invasion. What's your response to this
Wow.
statement? And what do you say to residents who are growing increasingly concerned right now being in LA County?
It's such a tragic statement. I mean, we celebrate our diversity. We celebrate the fact that everyone from the world lives in Los Angeles. We're excited about the fact that in a year we will have the World Cup here. There will be people from all over the world. What kind of message does that send to people who want to come to Los Angeles, even to visit? What does that say? That hurts our economy. That hurts our democracy. It's tragic. It's very unfortunate.
Now, Mayor, final question. To those who are protesting or who may want to protest in coming days and coming weeks, what is your message to them right now on the ground?
I would encourage them to exercise their First Amendment right, but that does not include violence of any level. And that includes graffiti. That includes, trying to destroy parts of buildings with hammers so that then they can have rocks that they can throw. All of that behavior is unacceptable and it will be prosecuted.
Mayor, thank you so much for joining us and thank you so much for everything you're doing right now.
Thank you for having